So I'm not going to take up too much of your time in this video, it's going to be a relatively short one for me anyway. I've got 6 titles to kind of discuss. However, before we just jump into them, I'll just say, if you're hitting us up for the first time, I cover 4K Blu-ray, I do kind of 4K Blu-ray reviews mainly, unboxings, do a little bit of home cinema and gaming as well, and I like to turn my hand to live chat, so if that sounds like something you're into, then please consider subscribing to the channel and help me grow the channel and the community. But first up, and in alphabetical order I'm going to go for here, the first movie that I picked up was Michael Bay's most recent Ambulance. So haven't actually seen this yet. I did watch the 4K review for it from Jeff over at Films at Home, and he raved about this disc, said it looked absolutely fantastic, video and audio wise. So I would like to have picked up the 4K, but like I say, just trying to watch the pennies a little bit. So I seen this in CX, I had like 30 quid worth of credit, because I tend to trade games in there and stuff, so I buy my games physical, so they still have a resale value, I smash through them, trade them, and I get films and stuff. So I've taken the sticker off, but it was 8 quid. So I'm pretty sure this is probably still around about the £20–25 mark on 4K, and it being a new film, the thinking behind it is, well, it's probably going to look fantastic on the Blu-ray anyway. It's not like it's an old one that's needed a remaster, it's just came out, so it's probably going to look pretty awesome. And it still has Dolby Atmos on it, so it's really just the 4K and the HDR you're missing out on. I'll still be able to listen to it in Dolby Atmos, and that's what it's been getting a lot of praise for. So really looking forward to watching this one. This is probably a kind of Friday night beer and pizza one. There's no way the wife's watching this with me, but looking forward to it. Not had a chance to watch it yet, but yeah, that's Ambulance for 8 quid. Next up, and only for 2 quid, was a Luc Besson movie, The Big Blue. Now I have watched this, I watched this when I was about 21, and that wasn't yesterday. I can't really remember it. When I was I did a bit of diving, I did a PADI diving course years ago, I was kind of into it at the time. Did it abroad, then I came back and realised that it's bloody Baltic in Scotland, and the thought of getting into the water with a dry suit on wasn't as appealing, so my kind of interest in scuba diving quickly dwindled when I came back to the UK, sadly. But not before I watched this, so I do remember it. And then if you've been following the channel, I did a video recently where I covered one of the last video rental shops in Scotland. That was Colin over at Fast Forward. So I got into Fast Forward quite a lot, and I pick up second-hand Blu-rays and stuff, rent the odd thing. And he actually brought this up and said it was one of his favourite films. He recommended it to me, and I remember seeing it in CX, so I kind of made a pact with Colin and said, I'll tell you what, next time I'm in there, Colin, I'll buy this and I'll get it watched and we'll have a chat about it. So I've not watched it yet. I know it's obviously a Luc Besson film, I think it came out in the late 80s, 88, 89 or something, and I just know it's a kind of scuba diving, love triangle kind of drama. I don't really know anything else other than that. I'd imagine it's going to have some pretty nice visuals. It's Jean Reno, who's the kind of would go on to be a kind of long-time collaborator of Luc Besson and Rosanne Arquette. I'm not familiar with the other French actor that's in it. But yeah, looking forward to watching that, and for 2 quid, can't you really go wrong, can you? Next up is one that we'll all be familiar with. It's Django Unchained. So this is obviously Quentin Tarantino's, God knows what, where it comes in, like the 9 films, whatever that he's done. But yeah, won 2 Oscars, you can see in the front, and I got it for £1. I mean, £1 for a Blu-ray, do you know what I mean? So I'm only waiting on Hateful Eight, that's the only one I have to buy. I have Inglourious Bastards and Once Upon a Time in America in 4K, the rest I have in Blu-ray. I'm probably going to pick up Pulp Fiction review on the channel when it comes out in December. But yeah, looking forward to watching this, not seen it in a while. I've only seen it in the cinema, that's the only time I've ever seen it, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Love Christoph Waltz and I love Leonardo DiCaprio. I remember those performances being the standouts, kind of more so than Jamie Foxx's was. But looking forward to watching it. I think I'm going to do a full rewatch of all the Tarantino films, and I might make a video about it as well. So if you're into seeing that, then think about subscribing also. Next up is Ang Lee's controversial The Hulk. Now I've taken the sticker off this. Hold on, did I get this from CX? We'll talk about it anyway. This is from HMV for $4.99, brand new actually, but let's just talk about it, seeing as I've mistakenly slipped it in here. But aye, so this is Ang Lee's The Hulk, which is kind of controversial. It's had a bit of a bad rap, but pretty much since it came out. I don't know if people, let me know in the comments, do people still like this? If people want it, or do they prefer, you know, the kind of MCU Hulk and Luc Besson's version? Hot take here, but I actually think Edward Norton's a much better Hulk than Mark Ruffalo is. I don't like his kind of comic take on it, but we never got to see that. So yeah, the Hulk, I thought Eric Bana watching it again was a little bit kind of like wallpaper, to be honest. I don't think he offered much to Bruce Banner. If I'm honest, I prefer Edward Norton and Ruffalo over Eric Bana. Although I do like Eric Bana as an actor, but in this, he's a little bit rabbit in the headlights. But one thing I did like, and it gets kind of hated on quite a lot, I think, was the way it was edited. So he edited it kind of in a very unique way that was almost like the pages of a comic book itself, which I don't think people liked, but I actually really liked it. I really enjoyed the editing style watching it again. I think it's actually quite solid. It's a slow burn movie. There's a lot of things I liked about it, but it does have a really muddled and messy ending. I think Nick Nolte's good in it, but I think his villain's a bit crap, and the ending is so kind of ambiguous, and I still don't really understand it, if I'm honest. So it was quite an unsatisfying ending, but that whole scene where, towards the kind of, between the second and third act, where the Hulk goes on his rampage, still holds up well, and I did enjoy watching that, and the slow build to the transformation, so quite enjoyed it, and although it's not from CEX, was worth picking up for £4.99, I thought. On to two films that definitely were from CEX, the last two films, so next up was Licorice Pizza. Now I got this for £10, which is not bad for the Blu-ray. I don't think this was ever released in 4K, maybe digitally, but definitely not in physical media, certainly not in the UK anyway. I've yet to watch it, but I'm looking forward to it. So it's a Paul Thomas Anderson movie. Do like some of his flicks, especially Magnolia. I think you have to be in the right mood to stick something like this on. Obviously a kind of character piece, a kind of dark comedy. Pretty good cast in it. Bradley Cooper, Sean Penn, Tom Watts, Benny Safdie, or the Safdie brothers that made Uncut Gems and whatnot. Good time. I'm not actually familiar with the main actors, but I know they got a lot of praise, certainly Alana Haim. But yeah, looking forward to watching that one. Quite an unusual one. It comes with this kind of slipcase, and it came with some art cards, and you get the DVD with it, which is, I think, is quite old school. You don't see that much anymore. Normally you just get the Blu-ray as is. You get 4Ks and the Blu-ray, but you don't often get the Blu-ray DVD combo. So looking forward to watching that, and I think it's quite a nice, alright, there's no 4K, but I think this is quite a nice kind of little kind of mini collector's edition, if you like. So probably watch that one with the wife at some point. And lastly, it's Morbin time. So I did think when I picked up Morbius for the holy sum of £10, but I didn't actually pay £10 because I had the credit voucher, as I explained. So do you know what? This isn't as bad, anywhere near as bad as folk make out, and I don't particularly like Jared Leto. But when he was cast, and I seen the initial trailers, and that whole reworking of People Are Strange, the Doors song, I thought was awesome. I think the trailer's probably better than the film, but I didn't hate this at all. And do you know who totally saves it? Is Matt Smith. I haven't seen Matt Smith in much other than this, and I watched him all the way through, obviously, House of Dragon recently, which I really enjoyed. And I think he's a really, really good actor, and he kind of saves this. I think he's a really good villain, and he puts a lot of energy into his scenes, and he kind of stole the show a wee bit for me in this. Jared Leto was alright, and not too annoying. I find him a bit pretentious in real life, and I can't separate that sometimes. I have a dislike going in to his movies a little bit. But he didn't annoy me too much in this. I thought the CGI was good. I thought the way he transforms into the vampire was good. The story was all right. Is it amazing? No. Is it like, am I desperate to watch it again? Not really, but I will watch it again. So I'm happy to have it in my collection. And I would maybe watch more Morbius if he did another one. We'll see. But yeah, £10, and quite glad to have it. I'm not ashamed to have it and to like it. So that's the 6 movies, or correction, 5 movies that I picked up from CEX and just a wee random appearance from a HMV Big Sale item in the Hulk. But yeah, for the 5 CEX titles in, the revised 5 titles, I paid £31 for all these. And I think that's a lot of movie for your money, especially given that 3 of them are really, really new. So Licorice Pizza, Morbius and Ambulance, correct me if I'm wrong, I think all came out in 2021. And you'll normally pay a lot more than that. They're all in good condition, immaculate condition, the discs are fine. Even this Licorice Pizza, the box is perfect. I mean, if you bought a new one, it would pretty much look exactly like that. I didn't even pay £31 for these to say I traded something in. So when you consider that, it is a bit of a steal. Django's a classic movie for £1. The Big Blue, probably one that if you were to buy new would be an inflated price, because I wouldn't imagine there's loads of them floating around. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. I should have mentioned about Morbius. Again, the kind of thought process with that is that much like Ambulance, this is a new movie. It's a Sony Pictures release, and they're known for their excellent picture quality. So I kind of thought, you know, yeah, in an ideal world, would I like to have the 4K if I'm going to own it? Yes, but picture quality was really good. You're getting the lossless audio. You don't get Atmos in this one. Sony are a bit more coy with that. They'll put the Atmos only on their 4K, which I think makes good business sense. Whereas Universal's Ambulance had the Atmos. But yeah, I'm missing out on the Atmos, yeah, and I'm missing out on 4K HDR. But it still looks very nice. It's not the best film ever, and I'm quite happy just having it on the Blu-ray for a tenner. So you don't have to break the bank to pick up movies. even new movies, if you go to CEX or Facebook Marketplace or wherever it is you go for your discounted films, eBay, it's definitely worth doing that. You don't always have to buy brand new. And I believe that you're supporting physical media regardless. So if you're someone who's sitting there thinking, you know, well, you're not buying from the retailer, you're not supporting it. Yeah, maybe you're not supporting that business as best as you could. I do buy stuff from Zavvi, HMV, whatnot. I try to prioritise HMV if I'm honest, because I like that as a high street retailer. Zavvi doesn't have that, so I don't want to see HMV disappearing. However, I digress. I think if you're buying second hand, the second hand market is still important to physical media. I think they help each other out because some people can't afford to buy things brand new, but there is an after sales market, and I like shops like CEX as well, so I don't want to see them disappearing from my second hand movies and second hand games. So I think you're fighting a good fight buying physical media regardless of where you get it from. But that's everything for this little video. Let me know what you think of those movies. Do you think it was a good haul for the price? And what's your thoughts on the movies themselves? I've been Andy Electric Geek. If you enjoyed the video, then please give it a wee like and consider subscribing for future content. If you can't wait for that future content, then of course you can check out some of my other videos. I've got a bit of a catalogue forming now, and they should be popping up on the screen anytime now. So get stuck in, enjoy. But thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.